Well, welcome campers. This is episode 5 of the Outdoor Pulse Show. And in today's episode, we're going to take a look at a few trends impacting all of our RV and camping travels. The first trend we're going to look at is the change in what are called snowbirds. So if you're not familiar with what a snowbird is, it is a phrase for folks that leave northern, colder territories and head down into warmer areas. Areas like Arizona, Florida, Texas, southern Texas, the Gulf Coast, locations like that are nicer in the wintertime. Traditionally, this audience has been a much older audience, usually 65 plus, and they've generally been folks that rent a spot for the entire season, the whole winter season, for roughly $3,000-$4,000 for that entire period. They travel down to that location and they use their RV or their park model as a second home in that warm area. Well, with the trends during and then after COVID, with a younger audience of folks now RVing, and also a healthier audience, people who like to get out and adventure a little bit more, we are seeing massive changes in both the offering for snowbirds and the type of snowbirds that are traveling. If you're familiar with this and if you've traveled to Florida, you know and have seen this yourself. So a lot more people move around more frequently. They don't park in one spot and just hang out there. They tend to move around, a little bit more mobile, traveling to different locations. They're also looking for more adventurous things to do. Long gone are the days of shuffleboard. You can play it, but folks are looking for pool tables, bars, pools, and all the different amenities of a resort. And so this change is obviously impacting the way RV parks are designed, built, and then the way people experience them. And Woodall's Campground Management had a story that covers the changes being impacted and felt at these different resorts with the folks that are coming there. Expectations like internet being faster, expectations, again, as I mentioned, pools, bands, all the type of stuff that would drive folks to enjoy and experience these locations more. So it's a definite trend. It's going to be here to stay and it's going to continue on, and it'll affect all of our travels as we go into those areas in the wintertime. It's an interesting trend. We'll see how it progresses as the years go on. Talking about trends in RVing and camping, a big trend, and this is reported by RV News, has been the trend downward in wholesale prices. The Black Book wholesale pricing is the resale value of used RVs. So these would be used RVs sold that were traded in at a dealership, then sold on the wholesale market, or insurance claims or even repossessions sold on the wholesale market. And there has been a pretty massive drop off in the price of used RVs, and the Black Book report coming out for November shows the same thing. It shows that the numbers are down again. What does that mean? Instead of inflation, we actually have deflation in the price of RVs and trailers. But when you look at the trend lines, you'll notice that these numbers are still not back to where they were pre-COVID. We're getting close, but not back to the pre-COVID levels. And for insight on that, back during the COVID period, we were already on a massive rise. In fact, RVing and camping from 2012 all the way through 2019, you could just draw a straight line, or gradual line heading upwards, and that was the interest within RVs and camping. Then COVID hit, we had the massive boom, and prices for RVs and trailers went through the roof. There's also a lot of complaints about quality because obviously manufacturing had to keep up with the demand, and they just started pumping out the units. So here we are in that post-COVID area, and a key point about the Black Book was that they were noting that they're starting to get a lot of 2020, 2021, and 2022 campers and RVers on the lot. We are seeing those hit the lot, and those, we call them COVID RVs, right? And so a little bit different build quality, and it'll be interesting to see how the wholesale values hold up within the used market. A little insight on the used market. I don't have the graphic here, and we may be able to find it to bring it up. But Camping World is doing relatively well on RV sales, and that's primarily driven by the sale of used RVs. And so as interest rates go up and as concerns about the quality of some of the more expensive units go up, folks are turning towards used RVs that have probably had their bugs worked out and buying those instead of new RVs. So it's an interesting trend. My expectation is that this will continue. You'll see the price of RVs continue to drop on a personal level. We actually look at that, and buying our own RVs, we chose to buy a really used, like a 1995 model Class C RV, simply because of that. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on a new RV or even a relatively new used RV, simply because I feel like prices will continue their decline in this market. Time will tell if that was a good bet or not. So Black Book numbers are showing that the market is going down. What's not going downward, though, and this is another trend that we're going to see going forward, is the expected crowds at the upcoming Florida RV Supershow. This is that event that we mentioned in the previous episode that takes place in the middle of January outside of Tampa, Florida. I want to start getting you excited about this event, not just the event, but what Campground Views will be doing at this event. All I can say is, wouldn't it be cool to have a virtual tour of the RV Supershow? We'll just leave it at that and see how it goes. But right now they're expecting upwards of 80,000 visitors to go through the turnstiles at the Florida Supershow event. And that event takes place on January 17th through the 24th. Cover 2 million square feet of the fairgrounds. Basically, they take up the whole fairgrounds. There's indoors, outdoors. It's a really cool event. It's a great venue and really fun. Even if you're not actively looking to buy an RV, if you're into the camping and RVing lifestyle and you're anywhere near the Tampa Super Show, it's at least worth going for one day. There's some cool stuff at that event. They expect about 1,300 to 1,400 RVs to be on display at the show, and there's a whole bunch of new models coming out, including, I just saw a press release from Brinkley RV, which is the hot fifth wheel that's out there that has kind of a new look to it. They are releasing and showing off for the first time a travel trailer that they've released at that show. So we've now covered trends in camping, trends in RV sales, and this Florida RV Super Show. We hope you're getting a ton of value out of these episodes. This is the Outdoor Pulse Show, and we're bringing you news, information, and all the stuff that makes camping and the outdoors unique. Mark Koep with Campground Views. You have safe travels.